A multi-day severe weather outbreak is about to go down, and I'm here to tell you everything that you need to know to stay prepared. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the winds around 18,000 feet above us. These winds really drive the systems that we see. So if we're looking at it right now, there's not really much. You can see there is quite a broad trough that is bringing some storms up here, but not that much. But as we play this through, look at the subtropical jet stream. As you can see, there's kind of a trough that has connected itself to it. So as you can see, this will dig through the country, probably bringing snow and rain over here to the west coast. And then as you can see, it's looking pretty strong right over here as it hits Texas. Right over here, you got like 82 knots above your heads right over there in Texas. And because of that, we do have severe weather. For Texas, we do have a slight risk for Thursday, as you can see right there. But let's continue to play this out, and as you can see, that will continue to go across the country. And it looks like it's a bit less severe as it goes to the time frame of around Saturday right over here. It's more of a broad trough, but there's still quite some heavy winds. And then a trough in the polar jet stream over here tries to make itself down, and if this thing did connect, then it would probably make quite a big severe weather outbreak. But this has passed by the time that it connects, and all the moisture that this is fed up, it's taken up all that moisture. There's no moisture for this to do anything. So as you can see, those do connect once they're offshore. So the fish will be have some whirlwinds. So let's look at what the European model thinks that Texas will see. So starting over here on very early Thursday morning, as you can see, you get a few storms popping up, but it looks like those will go away relatively fast. The main risk for Texas on Thursday will be severe hail, as these storms will be quite elevated. There probably will be around a 2% tornado risk. It could be a 5% tornado risk, but it's not that big of a tornado outbreak over here in Texas. So throughout the day on Thursday, and then I feel like your main risk will probably be Friday early morning. Here's 7 a.m. Eastern time, which for Texas, it would be around 6 a.m. right over here. You start to see this line of storms that could have some damaging winds, or maybe some tornadoes as well. And then that will continue to go across the country, which will bring the rest of our severe weather. So here's the risk for Thursday. As you can see, a slight risk right over here. If I turn on the cities, as you can see, that is in Dallas, Wichita Falls, Fort Sill, and it moves all the way down to about Austin. And right over here for day 4, this is Friday, right over here, there's a 15% risk, which is a slight risk right over here. This will be for basically almost all hazards. It will be probably less of a tornado threat, but also a wind and a hail threat right over here for portions of Texas. If I turn on the cities, from around Waco all the way to around the panhandle of Florida. So definitely Friday will probably be our most severe day. On Friday, the storms will be more surface-based, so definitely a higher chance of tornadoes on Friday. Let's see what the Euro model thinks for Friday. So on Friday, as you can see, those storms from Texas start to move over here. And as you can see, these could be some supercells, but right now it looks like a big mess. So it could either be a line of storms or maybe some supercells maybe embedded in the line or in front of that line of storms. If we look over here at the fronts that will be moving through, as you can see on Thursday, the main forcing factor of these storms will be a dry line. Normally dry lines are associated with tornadoes, but since these are elevated, they probably won't produce a tornado outbreak. Although there obviously can be tornadoes. So definitely for Texas on Thursday, it will be forced with a dry line. And then as we move on Friday, it looks like these storms ahead of a cold front that is passing. So if they are behind the cold front, nothing severe will really happen. So of course they are ahead of the cold front. But as you can see, this system right over here doesn't have a warm front yet until around Saturday. That is only reaching a couple of states. So really where this warm front is where you can see the highest severe potential. So around the Louisiana area to the Florida Panhandle is where you could probably see the most severe storms. And then as we go through Sunday, this is out of our neck. But let's continue playing the simulated radar. And as you can see, it continues to move over all of these states, moving all the way over there and off the coast. And then because of that other trough that I was talking about, you could have a little bit of severe weather up there, kind of near Maryland south. Let me show you that right up here. So as you can see, this is Saturday at around 1 p.m. So that original line of storms right over here goes off the coast, but then this trough right over here, if it does get moisture, it could bring some storms in Virginia and North Carolina and maybe even Maryland. So as you can see, there's that at very late hours on Sunday morning. And then this is very early hours of Sunday morning. Again, as you can see, it's going offshore. Could cause a coastal problem along the coast. All the way down here to around Georgia coast. There's like storms popping up at the very early hours. So this next thing that I'm going to show you is the lightning flashes that you'll see every 6 hours. So where you see the brightest colors, that's where you'll see the most lightning flashes and the strongest thunderstorms. So as we move through here, we do have a system that's going through today and tomorrow around the south as well. And then here's our Thursday system. As you can see, it's popping up around Texas and Oklahoma. So that could bring some strong storms over there. And then it looks like the strongest storms lightning-wise and thunderstorm-wise will be around that like very Gulf like area right over there in Louisiana all the way to the Florida Panhandle. As you can see, those are some pretty strong storms. Up there, there's that thing that I was talking about up there in Virginia and Maryland that could have some strong storms up there as well. And then these are our dew points. So storms need moisture to actually like initiate and continue growing. So wherever you see those blue colors, those are dew points in the 60s, and storms can thrive pretty easily in 60 dew points. The higher the dew point, generally the better. So as you can see, that's our system that we're having this weekday. And then here's Thursday. As you can see, the dew points are right there in the 50s and 60s in Texas. So the dew points aren't that great, but as we get into the early morning hours of Friday, those dew points become more like sustained in the 60s. And in some places near the coast, it can get up to the 70s. That's where you could have some of the strongest storms. And that will continue across the U.S., reaching all the way up into North Carolina. And that is really all for this video. So if you did enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments if you want to see more videos on upcoming severe weather. But that is really all. I might chase on Saturday if the risk does become more severe. And I'll see you again